Devin Carter turned 22 in March of 2024. At the 2024 Draft Combine, he measured 6 feet 2 and a quarter inch barefoot with an 8-foot 2-inch standing reach, 193 pounds, with a 6-foot 8.75-inch wingspan, a 35-inch standing vert, and a 42-inch max vert. For the 2023-2024 season, he played 33 games, where he averaged 19.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, 3.6 assists. He had a field goal percentage of 47.3%, a 3-point percentage of 37.7%, a free throw percentage of 74.9%, an effective field goal percentage of 56.4, a PER of 25.6, and a win share of 6.0. Scoring. Devin Carter uses a combination of quickness, change of pace, positional strength, good footwork, a controlled dribble, and a solid shot to score efficiently in volume. Carter pulls defenders out to him because of his comfort shooting from deep. He attacks closeouts aggressively, controls the lane with a live dribble or from landing on 2 feet, and finishes utilizing his impressive vertical and good footwork. Off the dribble, Carter doesn't have the fastest pull-up, slowed down by a slight hitch as he brings it into launch position, but he shoots confidently and will shoot against a closeout. He is more comfortable shooting when dribbling right, but can pull up going in either direction. When shooting from off-ball movement, his feet can look heavy as he either takes the time to get centered with his feet under him or shoots it off balance as his hips catch up. Still, Carter is comfortable running around multiple screens while looking for his shot, and his feel for the floor allows him to regularly find open pockets within the defense. On catch and shoot, he is deadly and will demand to be guarded above the break. His catch and shoot release is quick, and he keeps his feet spaced so he can go into his shot naturally. Carter doesn't shoot many mid-range shots, instead preferring a drive to the lane or play make. Carter has elite quickness that allows him to blow by elite defenders like Stephen Castle. He prefers to drive right and finish with his right, leaping to the rim and finishing with a soft touch. He can go left and will attack left reliably, but prefers to return to his right before finishing. Carter has the strength to absorb contact on the drive and finish through contact, especially when initiating the contact, but he is not a very acrobatic finisher. Carter is talented at manipulating in the lane and will regularly keep his dribble alive as he probes for scoring opportunities at the rim or on paint areas fadeaways. He also likes to land on 2 feet in the lane, where he will pivot and bump defenders to create scoring opportunities. His patience in lane combined with his change of pace and footwork leads to a decent amount of free throws, as Carter averaged 6.4 free throws per 100 possessions. Carter was especially good at drawing fouls after securing offensive rebounds. Overall, Carter is a skilled scorer who was overtasked at Providence, especially after Bryce Hopkins was injured. The worst moments of Carter's scoring season came when he was forcing shots in games where his team needed a scoring lift that he was incapable of delivering at the moment. Yet, while his style of scoring is more suited for a supporting role, the fact is that he stepped up and consistently delivered good production for Providence while also expending tremendous energy on defense. Ultimately, Carter has the tools to supplement an NBA offense immediately, while he has enough ignitability and experience scoring in volume to reasonably project that he can develop into a real asset, despite his smaller size. Defensive and defensive rebounding. Defense is where Carter stands out. His style of play somewhat reminds me of a smaller but quicker Drew Holiday. Similarly to Drew, Carter can appear to float in and out of the defensive possession, as his basketball IQ and feel allows him to periodically rest throughout possessions, while also daring opponents to challenge him with passes or shots. Also, similarly to Drew, Carter is a great screen navigator who will gamble on jumping over and under screens, sometimes getting burned, but often allowing him to surprise offensive players with contests or steals. Carter's lateral quickness allows him to play defense mostly flat-footed, shadowing ball handlers in a manner similar to the way Gary Payton II does, a player who Carter surpassed in draft combine quickness and speed tests. A great point of attack defender, Carter pressures ball handlers while also having the ability to quickly contest their shot, allowing him to gamble with his hands and then recover to disrupt the shot. Carter does get beat on ball at times, especially when closing out lazily, but it is clear he was often playing through fatigue, and I suspect he will make fewer mistakes with less two-way usage. When beaten on the dribble, Carter will recover quickly, looking to reinitiate contact and challenge with his combination of high vertical and long arms. Carter is also talented at chasing shooters, utilizing his great court mapping and screen navigation to deny the pass while also still taking part in help defense. In help, Carter is an effective team defender who sometimes suffered from trying to do too much, especially when his team was losing dramatically, as he would start over rotating. However, even in these mistakes, I saw a player who saw the game a step ahead and was desperate to drive winning. He sees screens coming and switches fluidly, often blowing up multiple actions in a play. Carter is also capable of getting help side blocks or steals and will pressure the post as he occupies the middle ground of the court, where he is both resting and anticipating. To that end, Carter is an elite rebounder for his position, dancing between his primary assignment, being in help, and tracking the ball. Ultimately, Carter did have bad stretches of defense this season, especially when fatigued, but showed all the tools and instincts of a great individual and team defender. The floor game. Carter isn't a primary shot creator, but he is a point guard. He blends the impact of a floor general and a utility glue player, doing everything from initiating offense to attacking and kicking to screening. In transition, he is a downhill threat that will make the kick ahead pass or fly up the court to ignite the offense. Combined with his knack for defensive rebounding and his transition playmaking, Carter is capable of singularly changing the pace of a game as he constantly puts pressure on the defense by forcing them to run with him. Carter is talented at hitting the roll man, finding different angles to hit the big on well-timed bounce passes. He was sometimes overeager to hit the big and would get himself in trouble by picking up the ball too quickly. Carter is talented at passing out of the lane, where he can utilize a live dribble to find the big or corner shooter, or pivot and manipulate until an opening presents itself. However, Carter did struggle at times with keeping his feet under him when trying to land in the lane. He also could improve his post-entry passes. Intangibles. Carter is the son of former NBA player Anthony Carter. This background shows in everything Carter does, as his on-court intangibles are as polished as the rest of his game. Carter can change the pace of a game, lighting it up with speed, or slow it down as he methodically brings the ball up and begins probing the defense. He did show a tendency to get frustrated throughout the season, specifically with refs, but he also showed an ability to will his team forward through their toughest moments. My favorite part of watching Carter's film was seeing how he would often follow up a bad play, like a missed layup, by making a play on defense. Especially when considering how overworked and fatigued Carter would be in these games, I think this tendency to make up for his mistakes speaks to how committed to impacting winning Devin Carter is. The sum. I find Devin Carter to be a great example of modern positionless basketball. To perceive him only as an undersized point guard misses the fact that he is a high-impact two-way player who gives his team a little bit of everything. He is a point-of-attack defender with great help instincts that reliably rebounds. He is a role player who looks to play within the offense and likes to score through transition and offensive rebounding opportunities. He is an on-ball creator and a confident volume scorer with a modern shot chart. Ultimately, Carter is a winning player built to elevate a contending roster. That all said, his ceiling is a good role player. He is an older rookie, and his impact at the next level will be contingent on the roster around him.